Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity. Please verify signal clarity.
You're in Braves country.
The Americans are at it again, dyeing the river green. I still can't believe that America is actually in real life. Like, America is a place that you can actually go. Some people live there. I'm confident that can't be true. This is just attention seeking now. Do you know what we do in Ireland for St. Patrick's Day? We wear a green t-shirt. That's it. And we drink a lot, but that doesn't really differentiate it from other days. I get it. You're Irish. You don't need to be so aggressive with it. Subtle Irishness is so much sexier. Look at Paul Mescal. He's so undercover as an Irishman, he's not even ugly. If you really want to honour St. Patrick, throw a load of snakes in the water. See how you enjoy that authenticity.
Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes, not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, close to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? And a happy spring training to you, girls and boys, here on the BCR. As we're set to bring you this game and get you ready for the boys of summer. Opening day is quickly approaching, and there's still a lot of questions to be answered out on the diamond. So kick back and relax. Grab you a cold one, as we're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play, the classic call of radio baseball. We'll hit the lineups as the game moves on. Wherever you are, we'll take you out to the warm sunshine and the beautiful blue skies of spring training baseball. Make sure to hit that subscribe and set the alerts, as we've got a full docket of spring baseball coming your way leading up to opening day. So with the spring in our step, the wind at our back, and the sun high in the sky, let's put it all aside and head out to the old ballpark. Welcome in, boys and girls. Good to see everybody in the chat.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
Who do we have in here today? I see Chop Shop and Richie. Rick Hat, B.A. Baracus, Jason Up and Adams, Iron Lung, Timmy! Good to see you, Timmy. Royal PETA. Jameson Taylor. And Joe Rowe, good to see you. We're just about set. We're going to do a couple hours here, 1 to 3. Braves have their Glee Club in again. They're on the road. By the time we hit that 3 o'clock hour, it's going to be bleak at best as far as who's playing. Plus, I've got to get ready for tonight's title game, USA versus Venezuela. So I got a lot on my plate, but I wanted to do a game because we're not going to get a chance to do it the rest of the week. I got so many stuff I got to do behind the scenes. And our next game will be on Saturday against these Red Sox. I believe that one's a home game. And next thing you know, it'll be opening day. Looking at the starting lineup today for your Atlanta Braves, the away team, it'll be Mateo. He is at shortstop and batting first. Brett Wisely is at second base today and batting second. Batting third will be Kyle Farmer. He's at first base today. He is Farmer. I think he's got a decent chance of making the team, and he's batting .419 in the spring. Gamble is in left, batting cleanup. Camargo is the designated hitter, and he is batting fifth. Cool hand Luke Williams is batting sixth, and over at third, Sandy Leon behind the plate, batting seventh. Then you got Closey, who is in right field and batting eighth, and Azakar has made some really outstanding defensive plays, batting .344. Keep an eye on him long term. He is batting ninth and at the center field position. Boston Red Sox, it'll be Yoshida batting first, the designated hitter. Batting second, playing short, Trevor Story. Jaron Duran is going to be it, batting third. Durbin is batting cleanup and at third. Meyer is at second base and batting fifth. Rafaela, heck of a glove out there. He'll be batting sixth in the center field. IKF is the first baseman for the Red Hose today, and he is batting seventh. Narvaez behind the plate, batting eighth. And Eaton, who we saw him earlier in the spring. I mean, he's got some big upside potential. I don't know what their plans are for him this year, but keep an eye on him. Sonny Gray is on the mound for the Boston Red Sox. When the Braves come to the field, it will be Ronaldo Lopez. Home plate umpire Brian Honora, Marvin Hudson at first, Manny Gonzalez at second, and down the third base line it's Clinton Vodrick. Looking forward to tonight's game, but haven't been able to do a Braves game here in a few days, so good to get back in the saddle here. And even though it's the Glee Club, the Baby Braves, we'll see what they possibly may have to offer today. What I'm really interested in is what the pitching looks like today. I know we're going to get Raylo probably for 4 to 5 innings, and then we'll see how they play it out after that. There was some guessing going on pregame. I was reading a couple, but I'm just not going to get into that because 3 people had 3 different guesses, so we'll just wait to see it unfold. Everybody wearing their green in the stands. Hope everybody's wearing their green in the office, around the home. I got my green Atlanta Braves polo that I got down in spring training this year. Had to take out a second mortgage on the house for that sucker, let me tell you. That was one of the reasons why when we got back, we're like, man, we're going to start this Braves Country Radio store up, and our prices are not going to be stupid like the ones they have at these. My God, these gift shops are ridiculous. Red Sox are in their red jerseys, white pants, green ball caps. Atlanta Braves in the blue, traveling blue, spring training blue. And yes, sir, it is baseball time in Braves country, and the first pitch on the way is swung on and fouled back by Mateo. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Sonny Gray comes set, kicks and fires. Drops a curveball right there. It's 0-2. Newly acquired from the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll put the link in the BCR store. Anybody wants to go browse over there. We're adding things as we go. We thought about getting a St. Patty's Day hat or shirt up there, but we'll do that next offseason because the pitch on the way 0-2 outside wide 1 and 2. It takes a few weeks for the stuff to get here, and we didn't want you to order something and then not have it for the occasion. As the 1-2 pitch, swing, rolls it over towards short, fired across the diamond. Good play over there by Trevor Story, getting it to IKF. 6-3, 1 down. Definitely next time we go through the WBC, we're going to have USA gear for you because the nightmares that I've heard about with all the USA jerseys and everything that people have tried to order, and they're not there. They'll order them, and then they're being told that their jerseys is the first pitch on the way is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. They're not showing up till the middle of May. And it didn't matter when you ordered it. It's not showing up till the middle of May. You're like, why would I want something for the WBC in the middle of May? Hell, the thing's over by 2 months. The pitch on the way, swung on, ripped down the line, foul. Brett Wisely. Like his chances to make this team. He's hitting pretty well. And between him, it's between him and Farmer. Farmer might get the nod, but regardless, they're going to be looking for someone who can pinch hit and play all over the infield. 1-1 in the dirt, 2-1. Braves country today will come your way Thursday at noon. We're going to be going over everything that's been going on in the spring, get you caught up to speed as the WBC comes to an end tonight. So we'll be able to focus on that. So that's coming your way Thursday, and then Braves Red Sox on Saturday is the 2-1 pitch. Swing! That ball's chopped down the right field line into the corner. It'll stay in the field of play, so Wisely's having to book it. He'll head on down to second base, and it is a one-out double for your Atlanta Braves. Righty-righty matchup. As Kyle Farmer comes to the plate. Thought we had an issue, but I guess it got cleared up. Runner at second. So I do apologize for blocking the screen for a moment. The 1-0 outside wide. 2-0. It's a 2-0 count. I'm flying solo today. Jason and Kelly are most likely going to be monitoring most of this stuff tonight for me. The 2-0. Check swing. Pitch right there on the outer track. It's 2-1. At Red Sox, St. Patty's Day it's a very dark forest screen with bright green B as the pitch on the way is smacked over to the right-hand side of the infield. It's going to be a 4-3 putout. 2 down on the play. Wisely moves down to third. I mean, if he makes his team, we've got so many great puns we can use all along with Brett Wisely. I can't wait. And if it's Farmer, you know we're getting a dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. We are Farmer. Something will be in the works. Gamble, the batter, righty-lefty matchup. First pitch is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. I have so many ideas for some of these guys that could make the team. I was like, man, I'm going to put a pin in that because I don't know who's going to make the team yet. I don't want to waste a lot of production time, especially with the WBC going on. But there's a lot of fun ones that we could have this year. Is the 1-0 drops the curveball down below the knees, but called for a low strike. It's 1-1. Brian O'Nora is known to have a wide zone, especially top to bottom. The 1-1 count. Down and in, 2-1. I'd say most of these strike zones are going to start being more pure because the ABS system, there's going to be guys with eggs on their face, and they're going to get tired of it, and they're going to tighten up their zone. Before, there was never well, what are you going to do? It's my zone. Deal with it. The 2-1 pitch. Upstairs, 2-2. So 2-2 count. Brings it. Caught, looking, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR Radio Network. Red Sox and Braves, bottom of the first we go.
Hello
Hello, everybody. If you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is, as the ladies like to call me, Why Did You Sleep With My Mama? I grew up eating soup beans and fried taters and mashed potatoes and boiled potatoes. Hell, sometimes I got so hungry I would just bite into a raw potato. Nothing makes you question your life more than biting into a raw potato. Now, it was not until I got older that I realized that getting your electricity cut off every month is not normal. Toilet paper when I was growing up was a luxury. Y'all ever used a Roman noodle wrapper to wipe yourself? Now, I don't know how the economy worked during the Roman Empire, but I would for sure be a peasant. Not only that, but a peasant with a sore ass. So, if you've liked what you've heard so far, welcome to...
What is something you didn't realize was so expensive until you became an adult?
Voting for the wrong that's what's expensive, okay? I didn't do it, but y'all did. And this is expensive. Y'all.
Is it true that you have never knowingly eaten a vegetable in your life?
That is true. I was born when my parents were 18, so she just let me have the run of the course. I always pushed the vegetables away. To this day, no. And I guess what I've proven is that man does not need vegetables to survive.
Is it just possible that you would like, I'm thinking of one of the more non-objectionable vegetables, a carrot?
Oh, please.
A carrot?
No, a carrot. No, that's an objectionable vegetable.
They dominated that series, and the Royals finally sort of put it all together.
Here it is, Nettles goes down the white for one, back to first, double play, the Royals win! The Royals 1 game away, 1 win away from the World Series.
There was a feeling in that clubhouse. This is it.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Ronaldo Lopez is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Pitch misses the plate. It's 1-1. Masataka Yoshida, the designated hitter, righty-lefty matchup. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Swing. It's going to get to the mound, and backhanding it is Ronaldo Lopez heading towards the third base side. He'll turn, spin, flip it to first, and it's a quick 1-3 here to get started here in the bottom of the first. Left to right across the outfield for your Atlanta Braves, it's Gamble, Azakar, Closey, Mateo. Left to right on the infield, it's Luke, Mateo, Wisely, and Farmer. Sandy Leone is behind the plate as the first pitch to Trevor Story misses for a ball. It's 1-0. Story, 25 home runs last year. The 1-0 swing, lifts it into center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Azakar tried to make a sliding attempt at the ball to steal a base hit away. It gets behind him, but good hustle by Closey behind Azakar to keep that from going to extra bases. So it's a single, a one-out single for the Boston Red Sox. Good hustle by Closey. That ball would have kept rolling. Story's probably at least standing on second, if not third. First pitch is a curveball. Start off the at-bat to Jaron Duran. It's 0-1. Duran was impressive in the WBC. The 0-1. Outside wide, 1-1. 1-1 count. Raylo comes set. Pitch high and out of the zone. 2-1. Braves as well, they are wearing a St. Patty's Day hat, the 4 screen with the brighter green A on the front. Not really a big fan of this year's St. Patty's Day hats. I saw them down there in Northport when we made our first visit ever to a spring training game down there a few weeks ago. It was the 2-1 down and away. 3-1. Just if I'm going to be wearing something St. Patty's like I've got on today, it's going to be green. It's going to be bright green. It's going to be kicking. I either want a white hat with the bright green or a bright green hat with like white lettering for the Braves. As the pitch is outside wide, ball 4, and Duran will head on down to first. Runners at first and second, 1 out, and trouble brewing for Ronaldo Lopez. 0-0 your score. We're here in the bottom of the first inning. Coming to the plate now is Durbin. He came over in a trade during the offseason. It was the first pitch on the way. It is a heater on the outer edge. It's 0-1. They're expecting big things from Caleb Durbin. Former Atlanta Brave. He was drafted by the Braves as the 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Drafted by the Atlanta Braves, sent to New York, where he spent time with the Yankees organization in 23 and in 24. And then he made it to the major leagues last year with the Milwaukee Brewers as the pitch is up top. Check swing, went around, strike 3. Good pitch. Hard to lay off that one. 2 down. Durbin played in 136 games last year with Milwaukee, 11 home runs, and an OPS well over 700, 721. And he's expected to be the everyday third baseman. Now with Alex Bregman gone, as the curveball starts us off here. To Marcelo Meyer, down and away. It's 1-0, the 1-0. Kicks and fires. Takes the slider right down the middle of the plate. 1-1 on Marcelo. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Remember when I first saw his name pop up on a Red Sox report? The way it's spelled, M-A-Y-E-R, I was like, please tell me that's not Mayer. Like, that's all I can think of in the history of Red Sox and Yankees baseball. Though it had nothing to do with the Red Sox per se, but Jeffrey Mayer hanging over the edge in the playoffs against the Orioles is the 1-2 outside wide, 2-2. Yep, the championship's tonight, Peter. 8 o'clock Eastern, USA versus Venezuela. Winner take all. The 2-2. Swing, slices it down the left field line. And then we get... It's going to be such a letdown to go from the WBC and as intense as those games have been, and the passion from not just the fans but the players, to going back to spring training ball, where it's kind of like witnessing a round of putt-putt. The 2-2 swing, dribbles it down the right field line, foul, well before first base. We'll do it again. Two count. You're in the minority there, Peter. Not liking the WBC. But it is for the true, like, baseball fan, like the baseball aficionado, the diehard fan. The 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the curveball. That'll end the inning. Boston threatens but can't get him across. We'll go to the top of the second. 0-0 your score.
December 6, St. Nicholas of Lycia, modern-day Turkey, died in 343. Nicholas was a Christian bishop renowned for his generosity and miracles, earning himself a saintly reputation. Known for aiding the poor, they say he rescued children and sailors at sea, and once famously saved 3 sisters from slavery by secretly dropping gold coins down their chimney, some landing in stockings hung by the fire to dry. After his death, December 6th became his feast day and his tomb became a shrine. So popular, his bones were taken by sailors in 1087 and housed in the Basilica de San Nicola in Italy. In Middle Age Europe, he was depicted wearing bishop red with a full beard, but his legend faded except in Holland, where St. Nicholas became Sinterklaas. The Dutch took Sinterklaas to New Amsterdam, aka New York, in the 17th century, where he evolved into Santa Claus. Today, in the US and Britain, Santa Claus still has the beard, wears red, and drops down the chimney to fill deserving children's stockings on Christmas, while kids in Europe hope for treats on December 6th. And yet, there is no proof he was actually canonized, and Pope Paul VI removed his feast day in 1969 for lack of evidence.
Oh, here's the game on the line right now in the 7th inning.
He really felt all that weight. Made it hard to breathe.
2-1 Yankees, 7th inning. George Brett, 390 on the season, but 0 for 3 tonight. Brett facing the right-hander Gossage in the 7th inning of the 3rd game of the American League playoffs.
Goose comes in, he's snorting and he's got all, he's Goose.
So the big man coming out of the Yankee pen.
No radar gun back then, but it was 100.
I was very excited to see Goose come in the game because he's the type of guy I like to face.
Tying run for the Royals over at third base, lead run potentially over at first base.
George is coming up and we know he's going to do something.
And I just said one thing to myself: be quick and try to pull the ball.
That was the season and the year that in the meetings, they just said, don't pitch him inside because he'll hit a home run.
Welcome back. Yeah, Iron Lung, it's not getting canceled. All you casuals can sit in the corner till April, dude. The 1-0 right down the inside track. Started as a 1-1 count here. To get us going is Camargo. Righty-righty matchup versus Sonny Gray. 1-0 pitch, down and away. 2-0. Yair Camargo, 26-year-old from Colombia. Saw him earlier in the spring. Not expect to make a dent on the roster, but you get a good look at him, see what could be down on the farm as the 2-1 fouls it back to him. So, yeah, to me, the WBC is not for the casuals, as they call them nowadays. The WBC is for the folks who love the game of baseball, can't get enough of it, and then, of course, national pride. The 2-2 count. Brings it. Swing. Fouls it away. It's much like the Olympic hockey. If you were a huge hockey fan, you were into that. And if you weren't, like I was not, I didn't catch much of it at all. As the 2-2 pitch, swing, lifts it into center field, making the rumbling, tumbling, stumbling catch. Raphael, I told you he had a great glove out there. Nice play, one away. With the numbers that they're getting this WBC and the one before, you can put that to bed. All you haters can sit in the corner. WBC's not going anywhere. It really has turned into our version of the World Cup. First pitch is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. And I'm glad the U.S. made it, but we'd be doing the game regardless because it's that much of a big deal to everybody in the world on the baseball stage. Is the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. It's 0-2. 0-2 count, and we're probably going to be outnumbered. I'd say there's going to be more fans pulling for Venezuela tonight down in Miami. It's going to feel like a road game for the U.S. The 0-2, down and in, 1-2. If you've ever been to Miami, you understand the culture down there. Unless a lot of folks bought some tickets at the last minute and got down there, I don't see it more than about 30 to 40% USA. The 1-2, down and away 2-2. That crowd last night was easily 80% Venezuela. And that's with all the folks in the mob hiding down there on witness protection down in Miami. The 2-2 count. Kicks and fires. Down and away, full count. But to each his own. I mean, the way I look at it is it comes around once every 3 years. If you don't like it, we'll see you in April. The payoff pitch. Down and away, ball 4. So he'll head on down to first. What's really fun is that the people who are complaining the most about it, and this just makes me laugh because I could really care less. There were people complaining about it being on Sunday night up against the Oscars and hurting their viewership. I don't care. First pitch on the way down here for balls. And the idea that you would have to watch the Oscars live is just laughable. If you really are still into award shows, that is definitely something you can record and watch. A live sporting event, I mean, come on. You can't even compare the two. 1-0. Down and in. 2-0. And then there are some college basketball purists that are mad that the title game is taking place tonight as the playing games begin. And then, of course, all the big games this past weekend cut into conference championships. But if you're into the WBC and love baseball, you're probably not caring that much about the college basketball tournaments. You'll be filling out a bracket for March Madness, but you're not locked into the WAC championship at midnight on Saturday. Righty-lefty matchup as Sandy Leone comes to the plate. Quick powwow on the mound with Gray and his battery mate as the 2-0 swing and a miss. It's 2-1. 2-1 count. As the 2-1 pitch misses outside wide, 3-1. Ethan's asking about. Well, I hit that wrong. I apologize, Ethan. It probably didn't make sense. I'll put it on the screen again. It's $100 a year for Braves Vision. The 3-1 count. In the dirt, ball 4. So Leone will head on down to first. You could also go like $20 a month, and that would end up costing you, if you did it for the full season, it costs you $140. So it's $100 a year or $140 if you break it up into separate payments. If you do the Braves Vision with the rest of everything else, because that only gets you Braves TV, then you get $200, and then it's $200 out the gate. Pitch on the way, swung on and swatted on the right-hand side of the infield, and Closey's going to bang into an inning-ending, rally-killing double play. So good job by Sonny Gray getting out of the jam. We'll be back in a flash. Regardless, Braves Country Radio will be here for you.
Joe Carter's walk-off home run in the World Series to Michael Jordan's game-winning shot. What's the most memorable game in sports history?
That's just fatigue, folks. He has played every play as hard as he could. They all become so big right now.
Galen Winslow with a Hall of Fame day, 12 receptions today, but now he's down and out of the game. Eric Sievers is back in as on 3rd and 20, Fouts and Winslow connect again. This is Don Criqui with John Brody at the Orange Bowl in Miami. We're in overtime in this AFC Divisional Playoff game. The Miami Dolphins led only once. They were up 38-31 and they were driving in position for what would have been a lock-up field goal in regulation. We played 13 minutes of overtime football. 38-38. Ed Luther holds. It is up, and the game is over. The San Diego Chargers win with almost 14 minutes of overtime played. A 29-yard field goal by Rolf Benerschka. And the Chargers move on to the AFC Championship game.
Coke in a can is nowhere near as good as Coke in a baggie.
Set by Gossage, a high drive hit deep to right field. It is gone. 3-run home run by George Brett into the third tier of Yankee Stadium. And Brett has taken the Royals and put them in front here in the seventh inning. The Royals now lead it 4-2. And a stunned crowd here at Yankee Stadium in New York.
George hit it up there, and we're going, that's our guy.
He has a flair for the dramatic, and he has come through again.
If you look back at the tape, this didn't happen back in that time. We came at home plate. It wasn't a walk-off. The game was not over yet, but a bunch of us met him at home plate, which you don't see that. That's how big that home run was.
What more can be said about that man?
That was it. I mean, it was like, man, the monkey's off our shoulder, but it's more like an elephant on your shoulders.
Called strike 3, and Kansas City wins the pennant.
Welcome back. 0-0 your score. We're here in the bottom of the second inning. Ronaldo Lopez going back to work. He's thrown only 20 pitches so far, so he's okay on that front. First pitch is a curveball, down and away. It's 1-0. You'd like it a little lower than that, but he's not expected to do a long outing here in spring, so. Rafaela, the righty-righty matchup, made that great tumbling catch out there earlier in the center. The 1-0 right there, first strike, 1-1. Rafael hitting .316 this spring. Batted .249 with the .709 OPS last year with 16 home runs. 1-1. Right there at the knees, it's 1-2. 1-2 count. Brings it. Check swing. High. 2-2. Ronaldo kicks and fires, down and in. 3-2. When I last saw Ronaldo Lopez pitch on the regular, he did not hold the glove as low as he's holding it today. I don't know if that's intentional, if it's just something he doesn't realize he's doing, but you wonder if that's got anything to do with the payoff pitch. Caught looking strike 3, punched him out down inside, 1 away. But you wonder if that's why he might be laboring a little bit, but that might be intentional. They may be trying to change his delivery mechanics to keep him healthy. It's just something I noticed. I've never seen him come set as low as he does below the belt now. Like normally he was fairly high up. And I'm definitely not a doctor, but I do play one here on Braves Country Radio. First pitch on the way is down and in for a ball to IKF, the ex-New York Yankee. He's kind of been all around the league last few years. It's 1-0. The 1-0. Fouls it back, 1-1. He's trying to make that 26-man roster. Last year, batted .262, just 2 home runs, OPS of .631. The 1-1 upstairs, and Leon wants to challenge that. It looked like it might be in the zone. Might be a touch outside. We'll have to wait on the ABS challenge. Definitely looked like it was in the same level. We're not getting the. Here it is. Yep, it's in the vicinity. It's right there, top of the zone. Blue must have thought it was up is the only thing I could figure out on that one. IKF in years past, as the pitch on the way is swung on and ripped towards right field, making the diving catch out there. This closey, good play out there. L9 in your scorebook if you're if you're scoring at home and you want to do it honestly, that was a liner that he had to make a diving stab at. So Patrick Closey from St. Louis, Missouri, makes a great play here on St. Patty's Day. First pitch is a strike to Carlos Narvaez. As he fouls it off, it's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup, the 0-1. Narvaez takes the hanger right there at the knees, 0-2. He was at the Red Sox last year. He's only played for the Yankees and the Red Sox. He only knows this rivalry and nothing else in his major league career. As the pitch is down and away, it's 1-2. It's from Venezuela. The 1-2 pitch, swing. Rips it right by him, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Red Sox go down in order. We'll be back here in just a moment. Top of the third we go. Raise your hand. And Braves and Red Sox are scoreless.
It is interesting to me that if someone is walking slow in front of me, I'm like, oh, this person's the most annoying person in the world. And if someone is walking beside me at the same pace, I also think they're annoying. And if someone were to pass by me on my left because they're walking fast than me, I'd be like, whoa, slow it down a bit, big guy. So there's really no option for someone to walk near me. Maybe I'm just an irritable.
December 13th, 1545, the Council of Trent, one of the Catholic Church's most significant ecumenical councils, convened in Trento, Italy. Called by Pope Paul III during a chaotic time for the Church due to the Protestant Reformation, the council aimed to address internal corruption, clarify Catholic doctrine, and counter Protestant criticisms. Over 3 main gatherings spanning 1545 to 1563, the council tackled major issues including the authority of Scripture and tradition, the nature of original sin, the necessity of good works alongside faith, and the 7 sacraments. Reforms included the standardization of the Mass leading to the Tridentine Rite, stricter clergy discipline, and the establishment of seminaries for priestly education. The council concluded on December 4th, 1563 under Pope Pius IV, reaffirming Catholic doctrines and issuing reforms that revitalized the Church. Today, the Council of Trent is significant for shaping modern Catholicism and strengthening the Church during the Counter-Reformation.
George Brett, here's a hero of tonight's game along with a whole bunch of other people. George, I know it's been a long time, the 4th time the magic number.
What made it so special, it was because we lost to the Yankees in 76, 77, 78.
Losing those 3 and then coming back and winning this one. Nobody picked us to win our division. Nobody picked us to beat the Yankees. We surprised everybody again. What a year.
For us to beat them, it was something really, really special. The town went crazy. So it was a big moment for Kansas City, and obviously a big moment for me. It's one that I'll never forget.
Sonny Gray going back to work. Big right-handed acquisition by the Boston Red Sox in the offseason. First pitch to Jose Azocar. It's high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. There have been some Red Sox rags that I've been checking out that were questioning this trade. I just don't think they know what he brings to a team as the 1-0 down and away. Two-0. Get into that in a second. Jose Azocar, 5'11", 181-pounder, 29-year-old from Venezuela is the 2-0. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. 3-0. So you know he'll be locked into tonight's game. Azocar's bounced around Major League Baseball. Stops with the Detroit, San Diego, Mets, and Braves organization now. Okay, so Ethan, if you're in Mississippi, then yeah, you'll have to get Braves Vision. That's the answer on that. If you're not in the market, is something's going on with the home plate umpire. He's walking off with the trainer. I don't know if this is health related. Hopefully he's all right. I don't think it had anything to do with, I mean, he must be dizzy or something. You know, I have no idea what's going on, but they walked him all the way back, so he's going to exit the game. I believe it was Brian Nora today. Fortunately, they don't have him listed like they normally do. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Brian O'Nora. So, see who goes behind the plate. They'll just run it with the three-man crew. Makes me wish I had the sound that they use. So for folks who've never heard this before, the Brooklyn Symphony, which was the Brooklyn Dodgers band that came to the games in Brooklyn back in the 40s, 1930s, 1940s, even into the early 50s. So it was spelt symphony, but they pronounce it symphony. That was a nickname that was given by Red Barber, the broadcaster. And they would bring actual band instruments to the game. We're talking about trumpets, horns, the whole 9 yards. And back then, they ran Major League Baseball with a three-man crew. There was not a four-man crew. There was a three-man crew. You had an umpire at second, in between second and third, depending on where the play was at, or on the line at third. You had an umpire at first to make the calls there, and you had an umpire behind the plate. And when they would make bad calls, they would play infamously Three Blind Mice. They would get kicked out of the game at Ebbets Field, and they would play loudly enough you could still hear it when they played Three Blind Mice or a couple of other random tunes that they played literally just to egg on the umpire. Looks like they might have a backup umpire ready to roll for this. Typically, spring training games, you just roll with the four guys you got, and if someone goes down, they go down. I'm trying to see who this is. Or did he have to go into the locker room to put the protective gear on? Fortunately, they don't have the numbers coincided with the umpires at spring training. Brian and Nora. Okay, that's Clint Vodrick. So he is moving from third base, so I was right on that. I thought maybe they randomly had a guy in there. First pitch on the way is a 3-0 count, down and away, ball 4. And after the long delay, Atlanta starts the top of the third off. The leadoff walk. Ethan, all you got to do is go to MLB.com or MLB TV, and it's self-explanatory. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. You have to get it through them as the 0-1, down and away, 1-1. Now, maybe your local cable will pick it up. It's very doubtful. It's typically not picked up. And if it does, then it's an extra price anyway, so you might as well just get it on the MLB TV. You can probably even sign up through ESPN as well if you've already got that going on. Flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. It's very much the way people do in other markets. So you're getting it through MLB TV because that's where all the games come from. If you get all the packages, you get the entire package. like I have to be able to call all the games. But if I lived, like, let's say in the New York area, I would go in and just go get my Yankee package through Yes TV or whatever they have it called nowadays. The 2-1. Swing. Mateo dribbles it over to third base. It's going to go off the glove of Durbin. Everybody's going to be safe. And going first to third is Azakar with that kind of speed. And it looks like, yeah, Mateo made it all the way to second as well. And that really came down to the fact that the man who should have been covering second base while this was going on, Marcelo Meyer, he chased the ball out there and no one was over to cover second. So good base running across the board. Should be an infield single, but then I don't know how they'll play it off. I mean, honestly, even there you can call that an infield double because it went off a diving glove and it just went into the wrong spot. You can't really give an error to a mental mistake by Meyer. As the 0-1 pitch is in the dirt, that ball gets away, and the runners will stay put. I thought Azakar would scamper in, but he did not. It's 1-1. One count. Well, Chuck, if you haven't signed up before, they may force you to go through ESPN because they are now the provider of MLB. So there's that. 1-1. Man, that's right down the pipe. 2-1. It's showing it's outside, but you can see that gray area. It was a little further in. The 2-1 pitch swing slaps it over towards short, and Story's just going to have to eat that one, and it's an infield single for your Atlanta Braves. So if you're already with MLB over the years, you're just re-upping, right? If this is the first year you're ever doing it, from my understanding, you have to go through ESPN. They're going to force you to pay for their unlimited plan, but there's a snag you can get around that. As the pitch on the way, thrown down to second base as the runner takes off, and Brett unwisely tries to steal second. He's dead meat, Narvaez cooks him and books him. One away. That was a terrible attempt. They're not showing the jump, but Meyer was down there smoking a cigarette waiting for him to come back and get the tag. The 1-0 pitch swung on. That ball's lifted into right field. That's down for a base hit. And it's a one-out single, and the Atlanta Braves now lead it 2-0. Yeah, so Ethan, all you got to do is go in and sign up for it through there. Should be available. And I don't think you can sign up for it yet. They haven't got it organized. They just announced they're going to have it. So you're going to have to wait probably till, I would think, next week. I mean, if they're going to have their ducks in a row, as the first pitch is a strike there at the knees, it's 0-1. If they're going to have their ducks in a row, you would think that thing would be lined up by the latest Monday. The 0-1, swing and a miss, it's 0-2. But there's probably a lot of legalities they have to jump through those hoops, and then of course the technical side of it. So it's coming. I'm not aware that you can sign up for it quite yet. The 0-2 count, swing and a miss, strike 3. One down. And the great thing about the streaming is that you can still play Braves Country Radio, and I do this with other games. Like if I'm listening to a football game, I rarely listen to the TV broadcast, and I'll go on YouTube or somewhere and get an audio and link it up, is the first pitch to Camargo is chopped down the line foul. It's 0-1. If I'm not doing that, it's because I'm around a bunch of people and I just have the game muted or very low because I'm not listening to the TV broadcasts are so bad nowadays. The 0-1 check swing on the instep. It's 0-2. (0-2) count, top of the third. They spend more time going down to sideline reporters that are really just there as goofballs now. Is the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Chase one off the edge, and that'll end the inning. So the Braves put two across. It's 2-0. We go to bottom of three here on St. Patty's Day, playing the Boston Red Sox.
A lot of new faces in Chief Wahoo's tribe this year. Hopefully we'll have some of the names that go with those faces before their first at-bat. Anyway, listen to the roar of the crowd as the Indians take the field. Yes, sir, they love this club here in Cleveland. Just a reminder, fans, about Die Hard Night. Free admission to anyone who was actually alive the last time the Indians won a pennant.
Why didn't you comb her hair before she came?
He is not a she. He is a he.
Well, she looks like a she to me.
The crazy thing is that leads to a World Series where George has sort of his lowest moment.
There he is, George Brett. So I go to the doctor before the first game of the World Series up in Philadelphia. And he says, have you been under any stress lately? And I said, well, yeah, I just tried to hit 400 and failed at that. We just beat the Yankees for the first time, and we play your Philadelphia Phillies tomorrow. First game of the World Series. He said, oh, okay. Stress can cause hemorrhoids.
The big story revolves around George Brett. There was some thought that he would not even be able to play tonight. He has hemorrhoids.
Yeah, we didn't really know a lot about that.
How that stuff all got public back then with George.
The Royals have had to bring in Dave Chalk to play third. Evidently, George Brett's hemorrhoid condition has forced him to the sidelines.
George Brett is missing a World Series game because his butt hurt? It's like, really?
I've never experienced so much discomfort as having hemorrhoids.
I flew home from Philadelphia, and they had a car take me right to the hospital, and they operated on me that night.
The Phillies are out in front of this series, having swept the two games at Veterans Stadium. But as the Royals prep for this game, George Brett has made a successful recovery from a hemorrhoid condition.
Here's third baseman George Brett.
Welcome back. It is 2-0. Nate Eaton going up against Lopez. First pitch is there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. The 0-2 count. Happy St. Patty's Day to everybody out there as the pitch is down and away. 1-2 count to Eaton. He's seen fastball, changeup, slider. The 1-2 brings it. Swing, rips it towards center field, and drifting over, making the catch is Azakar. F8 your scorecard. One away. One up, one down. First pitch is right there at the knees. Did not get the call. Leon's going to go ahead and challenge that. Can't blame it. Sandy Leon 1 for 1 so far on the ABS. We'll see if he gets it here. That looked like it was right there on the inner track. And yes, it did. ABS said it hit, we'll call it 80% of the ball at the bottom of the zone. 0-1 count. I don't think Tim Hyer was necessarily the problem with the Braves last year as the 0-1. Check swing. 1-1. And remember, their offense did catch a little bit of fire at the end of the season. And maybe some folks forget that because we got such a bad start. Or maybe, honestly, a lot of fans might have just tuned out and said, I'm done. We're 180 games out of first place. The hell do I care? But as the 1-1 is chopped into the crowd, it's 1-2. 1-2 to Yoshida. 1 down. You're in the bottom of the third. 2-0 Atlanta. Raylo fires his 42nd pitch. Swing. Just got a piece of the curveball. We'll see how he does this year. One of the things I would have to think, and I don't know enough about this, but what the hell, we like to guess anyways, right? But I would think that when a new hitting coach comes in, whatever he's putting in place is the 1-2 pitch in the dirt, taken all the way by Yoshida. I would tend to think that it takes a while for him to get his point across and get them into new habits. And maybe that's why the offense picked up a little bit at the end of the year last year. Or maybe it's just, it is what it is, and we'll see what happens this year. The 2-2 swing, pops it up. High in the sky, can of corn. Mateo cuts off Wisely. F6 in your scorecard. 2 down. I wouldn't say they were close to colliding, but they were a little too close for comfort. Wisely must not have heard Mateo because that is Mateo's ball. Sometimes your fielders do forget to call it because they just think it's obvious that it's them. Trevor Story, the batter, shortstop for the Boston Red Sox, takes a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. They're expecting Story to continue with his, I mean, look, he went out there and banged 25 home runs and 96 RBIs after battling injuries, and there's a plan in place for Story. Is the 0-1. Misses high and out of the zone, 1-1. Saying they're going to have built-in off days for him to keep him more fresh. So I don't know if you'll see 157 games from him this year. Sounds like that the goal is going to be more around the 140, 145 mark. As the pitches in the dirt, 2-1. Now, easier said than done. You start getting other injuries elsewhere, and you don't want to put some bozo from Double-A out there scooping up balls in a big Yankees series. As the 2-1 fouls it back, it's 2-2. But going into the season, they do want to get him more off days. They've got guys on the roster that can fill in at short. I mean, Rafael has played all over the infield, but Story is definitely the preferred choice. The 2-2, down and away, ball 3-2. 3-2 count. Whose birthday did y'all say it's tomorrow? Is it Robert? I saw it scrolling by. And is it Robert or is it Jameson? Somebody's got a birthday tomorrow, right? The payoff pitch, swing, fouls it away. Full count. Swing, lifts it high and deep into center field. Going back on the track is Azekar, and he got turned around. That ball's going to go off the wall, deep into the corner. That's going to be a stand-up triple for Trevor Story and the Boston Red Sox. Azekar got a bad break on that, a bad jump. He was playing it like it was heading towards left center. Well, it tilted towards right center. Not sure if it got caught up in the wind or what happened there, but he was going the wrong direction. By the time he turned around, he couldn't find it, and it drifted well away from him. Jameson, okay. I don't know if Jameson's still in here or not, but regardless, that's what's great about YouTube is you can always go back and hit rewind. Happy birthday, Jameson! Duran at the plate. Swing and a miss and a strike. It's 0-1. One. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2.
Happy birthday!
And if he's not, just tell him to go to the bottom of the third with 2 outs. He can hear it. The 0-2 count, outside wide, 1-2. Runner at third. Braves lead it 2-0. Raylo about to throw his 55th pitch of the inning of the game. Pretty high number for the spring as the 1-2 caught, looking strike 3. Bang the outer paint with the curve, and that'll end the inning. Raylo keeping them scoreless. We'll be back in a flash here on the BCR Spring Training Game of the Week.
How did the hamburger introduce his new girlfriend to his parents? Meet Patty.
There's some dirty crack whore in the alley blowing the busboy from the restaurant down the street. This is exactly why we need that dog.
You look bad. Really, really bad.
What? Yeah, is that your shirt or my shirt?
You look fat as shit. Okay, I'm getting very concerned with the integrity of our organization here. You have gained, 50 pounds of fat.
Mass.
Fat.
Muscle.
Let's be clear, fat. We're becoming the gross crew.
The gross crew?
The gross crew, and I don't like that. I don't want that,
I
all
don't
right?
want that.
So if we're gonna have this woman hanging around, then we gotta clean her up or something.
I tell you what if we took a pretty woman and threw it Roxy's way?
Hey. A pretty woman?
Uh-huh.
That was a bullshit movie. People don't change like that.
People change. Look at me. I went from a tiny twink to the muscle-bound freak you see before you.
If you're gonna chime in, please don't do it with a mouthful of burrito.
This is a chimichanga.
You are becoming a chimichanga.
After his dream season in 1980, George Brett had high hopes for a huge follow-up the following year. But with the 1981 campaign interrupted by a mid-season strike, his production would end up dropping off.
We did a Sports Illustrated cover leading into the season, and then we had the strike in 1981, and then they redid that exact same cover, except on the second one it said, "Here we go again."
All of a sudden, they give you 50 days off in the middle of the season. I didn't want to come back, and my performance showed.
Brett would hit just 6 home runs, but still manage a .314 batting average. Still, an injury late in the season, by now a familiar twist in the story, would leave his frustration boiling over with the press.
I'm pissed. I might have a broken frickin' ankle. The last thing in the world you want is some frickin' guy taking your picture going to the hospital. And he kept taking them, so I swung my crutch at him and knocked the camera out of his hand.
Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@BravesCountry. Welcome back. Atlanta Braves lead the Boston Red Sox 2-0. As we welcome in the listeners of WQVZ 1700 AM Mission Radio. The 0-1. Down and in for, nope, call that a ball, 1-1. Luke Williams, the batter, he walked his first time up. The 1-1, down and away, 2-1. Two-one count. Catches a strike right there on the outer edge, down and away, 2-2. Braves 2, Red Sox nothing. Top of the 4th inning. Payoff pitch, swing, pops it up down the right field line, bending into the crowd, just past the running attempt out there by Eaton. Banged into the wall down there, seems to be fine. We're taking you all the way to the top of the hour at 3 o'clock Eastern before we get off here today. Going to bring you as much of this game as we can. Got to get ready for tonight's WBC championship. The United States of America versus Venezuela. Winner take all. And according to what they said yesterday, and I'm assuming this is true, that the payoff pitch inside almost gets him in the noggin. Pitch got away from Sonny Gray. Curveball almost hit him. Instead, it's ball 4, and he'll head on down to first. First pitch to Sandy Leone is a ball high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. But according to what they said yesterday, the U.S. will be the home team as they flip it over to first real quick to keep the runner close by. Goes by seeding rankings, and with USA and Venezuela both the 1 seed, both ended up as the 2 seed coming out of their pool as the 1-0 pitch swing lifts it high into center field. Luke's going to have to hurry up and get back to first as he was taken off on the play. F8 in your scorecard, Rafael underneath it, 1 down. So what you had going into today's action, or last night's action, was the fact that if Italy would have won because they were undefeated and was the 1 seed going into that round, they would have been the home team, USA, the away team. But instead, because it was tied up between Venezuela's Luke Williams, he'll steal that one with ease. That one was an easy steal. So 1-0 count at second base. So what it came down to with the 2 is it came down to a coin toss. Is the 1-0 down and in? 2-0. I think this is our last short call of the year. We're planning on being here for the whole 9 yards on Saturday is the 2-0. Inside, 2-1. And then it's off to opening night. And of course, we don't call them short when it's regular season games. The 2-1 count. Swing, chops it down the right field line. 2-2. Braves 2, Red Sox nothing. Runner at second and 2 outs. Or, excuse me, 1 out, a 2-2 count. Gray is at 68 pitches here in the 4th. Kind of a high number, but the pitch is down and in. Full count. But at this point in the spring, you want to get him to around that 75-80 mark. What are we on, Tuesday? In theory, he could have one more start. Probably just gets work on the backfields is the 3-2. Inside ball 4, or maybe it hit him. Regardless, he's heading down to first. Runners at first and second, and I think that's going to bring Core out of the dugout, and most likely that'll be a pitching change. So 70 pitches is it for Gray. First and second, 1 out. And Sonny will hit the bench, and we've got looks like it's a right-hander coming out of the pen. We'll introduce him when we return.
How come the Hulk doesn't lose his pants every time he transforms? Is it because the experiment altered his genes?
December 7th, 1941, a day that will live in infamy, the Japanese launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, drawing the United States into World War II. At the time, the U.S. was still semi-neutral, and Japan, desperate for oil and natural resources, was blocked from getting them by the U.S., so they aimed to remove the U.S. Pacific Fleet in one bold stroke. At 6:10 a.m. Hawaiian time, 6 Japanese carriers launched 353 planes with 5 midget submarines in a two-wave assault that devastated the American fleet. The attack sank or damaged 17 ships, including 8 battleships, destroyed 188 aircraft, and killed 2,403 Americans, while Japan lost 29 planes, 5 submarines, and 60 men. But the attack was so much bigger than most Americans realize. Today we acknowledge Pearl Harbor, but because of the international dateline, it was December 8th in Tokyo, and as dawn marched west across the Pacific, within just hours, beginning with Pearl Harbor, Japan attacked by land, sea, and air Wake Island, Guam, the Philippines, Hong Kong, Thailand, and Malaya.
Hi y'all, it's time for Appalachian Word of the Day. The word of the day is pasteurize. I walked right past your eyes and you didn't even see me.
He did have a couple run-ins with, I think, one of the writer, Mike Fish, wrote about, well, shouldn't you be in bed and rehabbing? Well, I'm not going to rehab at 1 in the morning.
There was a lot going on in George's life, for sure. And he did get hurt a lot. I mean, he really did. There were long stretches of time when you would see an injured George, a slumping George, and it did not look good.
And to make things worse, the combination of his stardom and his struggles had made him a regular target for fans on the road.
It was absolutely brutal. Every on-deck circle you go to, I mean, you just heard hemorrhoid jokes. Stupid jokes that you hear them every single day. You're the butt of everybody's joke, let's face it, and it just gets old. It gets old. Well, up until July 24th, 1983.
Braves country baseball. Welcome back. Kelly is in to pitch for the Boston Red Sox, the big right-hander, Zach Kelly. 4.58 ERA in 28 appearances last year. 1-0 pitch swung on by Azakar's, lifted deep into right field, and that's going to be F9 your scorecard. Tagging up at second and heading to third is Luke Williams. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Zach Kelly, 6'3", 231-pounder. He's out of Roanoke, Virginia. Plays college ball in South Carolina, a little college called Newberry. That's what you gotta love about baseball. People from all walks of life, all over the world, they have different journeys to get to the major leagues, but somehow they get there. Pitches down and away to Mateo, is down and wide for a ball. It's 1-0. If you can play this game, they'll find a way. You'll find your way to the bigs. The 1-0. Right there, a strike. Looked like it was below the knees. The ball popped out of the catcher's mitt. And so that might be why Mateo is not challenging it, because it might have been a distraction, but it looked low. Not extremely low, but it looked low. 1-1. Check swing. Did he go around? He did not. 2-1. Be interested to see who carries the white boxes and who doesn't this year in Major League Baseball with the ABS system. Supposedly, they're not going to allow them in what they can view in dugouts. It's the 2-1 pitch. Swing, rattles back foul. 2-2. Unless you put some kind of device inside their helmet, I don't know how you could get it relayed fast enough without an umpire knowing that you got a tip from one of your teammates. Is the 2-2 pitch. And the ball pops out of the glove again. Narvaez, butterfingers today and stealing the base down there with ease. It's close. So Mateo now with the single could double the lead. It's 2-0 Atlanta. Runners at second and third, and there are 2 outs. The payoff pitch from Zach Kelly brings it Inside, ball 4, so he'll head down to first. Good at bat there. Ducks all over the pond. Brett Wisely, the batter. First pitch is up top. This is for a ball. It's 1-0. 7:45 tonight. USA baseball going for it all against Team Venezuela. We'll come on the air 7:45. First pitch is at about 8 o'clock as the 1-0. Fouls it back 1-1. Should be a fun one. Cannot wait. We're going off the air here today at 3 o'clock Eastern to get ready for that broadcast. Then we'll be back tonight, 7:45, and Thursday for you Braves fans, noon Eastern, Braves Country Today comes your way. It's the 1-1 outside, wide 2-1. During the regular season, it'll be noon Eastern, the first day of a new series. 2-1 count. Brings it inside. 3-1. The 3-1. Right there, bottom of the zone. Full count. Next week, on Wednesday at noon Eastern is the payoff pitch. Swing, chops it over towards second. It's going to be a 4-3 putout to end the inning. We're going to be doing our annual prediction show next week. More on that when we return. 2-0. Atlanta leads Boston. Bottom of the fourth we go.
What part of my face says talk to me? None. Absolutely none.
You know what's wrong with some of these younger generations? They're not watching Westerns with their papas on the weekend. They're not watching the Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres, the Andy Griffith Show with their grandparents. They're uncultured. Go sit your asses on the couch and watch hours of MASH. That'll do you some good.
I'm being financially smart and packing myself a very affordable lunch, PB&J. Okay, so I have finished my packed lunch, and most importantly, I have not spent any money on food today. And I am still starving.
I got my ankles microwaved.
X-ray.
They took my blood away to use for science.
Cholesterol test.
April had her sinuses removed.
Looked at.
Some guy looked at my wiener, touched it. That was weird.
And that guy wasn't even a doctor.
July 24th, 1983, and everybody forgot about it.
July 24th, 1983 began like any other Sunday with an afternoon game in the Bronx, and it looked like it would end quietly, with the Royals trailing by 1, with 2 out and no one on in the 9th.
They want this strikeout, Frank, and I know Del Murray wants it too.
Ground ball, and Smalley cannot get it. Base hit for Washington.
What a big base hit by UL Washington, and the reason for that is because it brings up George Brett.
Well, Billy Martin is on his way out to the mound.
And I assume that it will be Goose Gossage that will be coming into this ballgame.
And I remember that Murray guy, he kind of had the split finger. Oh my God, there's no way I was going to hit that guy. But Goose was the type of guy that I'd like to face in that situation.
And Gossage with the ball.
I remember the first pitch he threw me was a fastball kind of up and away. I hit a foul ball down the left field line that I thought was going to be a home run.
Slicing foul.
Welcome back. First pitch to start off the bottom of the fourth by Lopez is banged over towards the first base side. Durbin, the batter, righty, fouls it away. It's 0-1. He's got a good look at old Kyle Farmer. Do a check on this guy. So this is 35 years old, but you know what he looks like is the 0-1 pitch swing. That ball is ripped towards left field. That's going to be down against the wall, just sneaking in the foul line down the third base line, the left field line, and it's a leadoff double for the Boston Red Sox. Couple inches to the left, and it would have been a harmless foul ball, but instead, runner at second, nobody out. But Farmer, man, he looks like is the pitch on the way to Myers, swung on a chop foul. It's on wrong. If you met him, you would not think he's a baseball player. You'd think either A, undercover cop, one of those guys that they would like implant into a show like The Shield or whatever to try to infiltrate as home plate umpire. Vodrick, make sure he's all right. They've already lost one umpire today, if you missed it. The original home plate umpire, Brian Honora, had to come out. It looked like it was health related. And they're getting him some water. What is going on here? It is chilly out there today. It's unexpected cold snap down here in Florida. Here in God's country, it's 56 degrees. Wind about 10 miles an hour at the stadium. Peter, we're going to know who makes the team as the righty-lefty matchup. Pitch to Meyer is down and away. 2-0. We would hope to know it by Wednesday. If we don't, then we might have to push the show back a day as the 2-0 down and away, 3-0. But usually when they break to head towards Atlanta, they announce it. It's not like if you're familiar, and this might be what you're thinking of, Peter, but it's not like a playoff roster where they have to announce it 4 hours before the series begins. I mean, they've got to let the guys know, because one way or the other, they're heading to either Atlanta, Gwinnett, wherever they're heading to the airport to go find another job. So we should have a strong grasp of it on Monday, but probably into Tuesday. The 2-1 in the dirt, 3-1. And they may not make it official till Wednesday, but usually, see, it's a little funny this year because the Braves are not playing until Friday, and the regular season technically starts on Wednesday. But anyway you look at it, with their last spring training game, it's going to be nothing but a bunch of slop in those games. Monday and Tuesday is the 3-1 down and in, ball 4. He'll head on down to first. And the Red Sox have runners on first and second, nobody out. But anyway you look at it, you got to start letting everybody know, because Monday and Tuesday, you just don't get a lot of work in. You might have some guys play Monday, but it'll be like 1, maybe 2 at bats. But typically, it's the Glee clubs out there. As the first pitch is a swing and a miss to Raphael, the number 6 hitter. It's 0-1. So that's why we quit carrying those games on Monday and Tuesday heading into the season, because it is a snooze fest. And we got to get ready for the regular season to begin anyways, with all the production that we're doing now. The 0-1. Inside, 0-2. But my hope would be when we do the Braves Country Today annual prediction show on Wednesday that we would know everything by then. The 0-2 count. Kicks and fires, swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ronaldo Lopez. I believe that was the 6th strikeout of the day. They haven't updated on the chart, but I believe that was number 6. It is number 6. Righty-righty matchup. IKF fouls the first pitch off. It's 0-1. But needless to say, that final slot or two on the roster, that's not going to change our predictions for who wins it all. First pitch off of that is swung on and dropped into left field. They're going to have to hold the runners. They'll go station to station as you got the mini green monster out here. So the outfielder in left, Gamble, he's playing very shallow. And that was a soft looper that just got over the infield's head. Durbin had to hold up because he wasn't sure if it was going to get caught. So bases loaded now and 1 out. Red Sox threatening, trailing 2-0. What I'm most interested to see is who that last guy is going to be on the bench for the Braves. I've got a strong suspicion that Suarez is going to make it on the pitching staff because of what we talked about the other day, but we'll lay more of that out on Thursday. I won't peel back that onion again. And one more other reliever that you're going to be trying to figure out who makes it there. They've got a lot of options, really deep pitching, but what's not deep is the starting pitching staff. As far as, I mean, we got bodies, but they never did go out and get that bigger name for the rotation. As Navaja swung on and fouls it back out of play. It'll bend in the seats. It's 0-1. And I'm kind of okay with it because if you're going to start off with Sale, Strider, Ronaldo Lopez, Grant Holmes, and Bryce Elder as your starting rotation, which it does appear that's going to be, and you're going to have Suarez most likely as the long man out of the pen for that first stretch where we have no days off as the 0-1 pitch swing. Chops it towards Lopez at the pitcher's mound. He's just going to toss it to first. 1-3 on the putout. The runner comes home to score. It's now 2-1. Boston trails by 1. That's a regular season game. Lopez is grabbing that ball and trying to fire it to the plate. But in a spring training game where the score doesn't matter, he's just trying to make sure his inning doesn't spiral out of control. Pitch on the way to Eaton is a swing and a miss. It's 0-1. If it's a younger pitcher, he's probably coming home because he wants his spring ERA to be as low as possible. But Lopez is locked into the rotation. The 0-1, right there, bender at the knees, it's 0-2. So an 0-2 count. Welcome in, Copper Cat. Arkansas. Tell you what, they've got a pretty good college basketball team this year. They might make some noise. The 0-2 down and away, 1-2. They already won their tournament, but as far as in the big dance, Calipari's got them playing good basketball. It's got to be eating at Kentucky fans. The 1-2 swing lifts into left field, dropping. It's going to get down for a base hit. 1 run will score. It's 2-2. 2 runs will score. It is 3-2 Boston. With 2 outs and Lopez at 73 pitches here in the 4th. And it looks like Walt Weiss is going to go get him. So we'll be back in a flash. Braves trail by 1. We're taking you all the way to the top of the hour here on the BCR, getting ready for the WBC Championship. Welcome back. 3-2 your score. Atlanta trails Boston after leading this game the entire way, and Dylan Dodd comes on. He'll flip it over to first to keep the runner close by. One of the many arms that's expected to stick around in the bullpen for your Atlanta Braves. He does have options, so he could be one of the ones they move down, but pitch on the way. Right there on the outer edge. Misses 1-0. The one thing I don't like is when you see the Braves do this early in the year, and they do it every year. I call it playing with their food. But they will make decisions on the rosters, the 1-0, right down. Man, that looked like that hit the zone. Did not get the call. Not getting challenged, 2-0. But they will make these decisions based on it's 162 games, blah, 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 blah. Like the games in March don't count, as the 2-0 pitch is taken all the way. Here comes the throw down to second base. The runner took off, and Sandy Leon, good throw, great tag by Mateo, and that'll end the inning. We'll see if we can get this puppy tied up or better when we return. 3-2 your score. We're going to inning number 5.
These are some things that I feel like are common experiences people had growing up in Appalachia. Accidentally taking a sip of a drink and you didn't know someone had spit tobacco in it. Your grandma would threaten to spank you with a fly swat. Adults telling you that you're going to go to hell if you don't know Jesus. Going to the flea market on the weekends. Eating honeysuckles.
You don't sit your juice box drinking ass down, Summers. Don't be around this grown folk and beer drinking. What we gonna drink? Chocolate milk? It. I get a half gallon. Nesquik having ass. I got hair on my ass older than you. Your ass probably can't even get in the bar no how. Better get you a case, come over to the house, challenge accepted. Better not bring none of that Natty Light, Michelob Ultra Bull. You want to, we go toe to toe with a mason jar. When that head gets to thumbing, I have Mama lay you down and turn on Nickelodeon for you. When I'm done with it, I'll make sure she cooks you waffles in the morning. We ain't no damn weekend drinkers around here neither. We get up on Tuesday.
Before the next pitch, I just said, you got to be quick. You just got to be quick. And Goose to this day says, I was trying to hit you in the neck. And I didn't get it in far enough because the ball was up and in.
Just set by Gossage. The pitch deep to right field. Holy cow, I don't believe it. Home run for George Brett.
And now the Royals have the 1-run lead.
And I'm crossing home plate, and I vaguely remember seeing Billy Martin up at home plate. And I think he's talking to the umpire to go talk to the pitcher for some reason.
And Billy Martin, he wants to take a look at that bat. Well, that's a little late. I don't believe it.
I'm sitting there, and I'm just minding my own business. I'm going, what are they talking about?
Hey, they might have a point here. Thurman Munson was called out after getting a base hit because there is pine tar above the trademark.
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Kyle Farmer, the batter. Tolley, the pitcher. Lefty-righty matchup. Fired the first pitch in for a strike, and he'll follow that with another strike at the knees. 0-2. You have Farmer, I'm telling you, he looks like, when he's not standing at the plate with the helmet on, is the 0-2 swing and a miss, strike 3. He looks like an undercover cop in your typical, if anybody watched The Shield or anything like that back in the early 2000s. Or maybe out-of-work detective. He's got that stash and rough look where he's like on a bender. Is the first pitch down and in, sinker. Did he go around? He did. Ben Gamble. It's 0-1. Gamble batting .207 in the spring. I think the glitter off of his hype is gone as the pitch misses high and inside. 1-1. 1-1 count to Gamble. Curveball misses 2-1. 2-2 count now. As Gamble trying to work his way aboard. Sox 3, Bravos 2. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Blew it right by him. 99 miles an hour. 2 down. Peyton Tolley played his college ball at Texas Christian University. 6'6", 250-pounder out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. Played his college ball at TCU. Man, you know he's a fish out of water in Boston. First pitch is inside to Camargo. It's 1-0. 1-0. Chops it foul, 1-1. 16 appearances last year, or 16 innings last year. 7 appearances for Tolley. The Boston Red Sox southpaw had a 6.06 ERA as the 1-1 check swing went around. Pitch was well into the dirt. 0-2. So I don't know how much he'll get to see this spring, but man, you get a southpaw that size throwing 99. If he can corral the 1-2 pitch, swing, pops it up towards center. The wind's pushing it into right and running in, making the catches, eating. That'll end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-2 Boston here on St. Patty's Day.
I see these people attacking this woman for not wanting to share her husband online. Honey, I've had a husband for almost a year. Ain't nobody seen him. Y'all just saw him a couple months ago. Y'all probably thought he was my boyfriend. No, he's my husband. Okay, you want to know why people do that? Because women can be nasty and they only want your man just because he's with you. Oh, he must be worth the while because he's with her. Yeah, honey, he's worth the while for her, not you, nasty. Move along.
All right, please stop naming your kid after cities where you've vacationed. We spent the most romantic weekend in Paris, and when naming our daughter, it just felt right to call her Paris. This doesn't happen outside the U.S. I don't think I have a friend in India who's going to be like, let me introduce you to my boy. His name is Cincinnati. Cincinnati Kumaraju. Probably not. I don't think I have a relative in Japan who's going to be like, very, very pleased to meet you. My name is Kentucky Yamaguchi. I don't think so.
The week before, Billy Martin had said about George having that bat, and the pine tar was getting higher and higher on the bat.
Billy Martin, trying to outsmart the world, waited until after he hit the home run.
Come on. This man had hit a ball 9 miles, and you're going to come up with some kind of chintzy deal. Billy always had some kind of an angle.
First time in a long, long time I've seen the umpires huddle this long and have a meeting over it. Now that is the plate umpire, Tim McClellan, with the bat in his hand. Now they're going to measure it across home plate.
I've never seen this.
I never have either.
And I leaned over to George. I said, George, I think you're out. I think they're going to call you out.
And I'm going, what are you talking? I've never heard of that before, Frank.
He said, they call me out, I'm going to go nuts.
If he calls me out, I'm going to blankety blank blank. And I'm like, ooh, this is going to be interesting.
Hey, Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Masataka Yoshida, or maybe that's Cincinnati Toshida, lefty-lefty matchup. The 1-0 pitch is swung on and chopped high. High Baltimore chopper over there to second base, making the flip on a 4-3 putout. Wisely to Farmer, one away. What y'all were talking about? Who was it? John accidentally drank someone's spit can. Man, that is just a mistake you only make once. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. It's 0-1. I can't tell you how many times though, when we were 18, 19, 20 years old and had our first apartments, and we were a real animal house. As the 0-1 pitch swing fouls it down the right field line out of play. It's 0-2. And the cans, people would leave their cans out to use as ashtrays, and this is back in the 90s when not everybody went outside to smoke, right? So we were smoking inside apartments and whatnot. I'm talking about tobacco, not the funny stuff. The wacky tobacco, everybody always went into another room, but I'm talking about just your regular cigarettes. And how many times you would pick up a damn can of beer, think it's yours, and get a swig of Marlboro Extras in there as the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 down. And for those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, because maybe your life has sucked and you never lived that kind of life, I'm talking about they've left a little bit of beer at the bottom so that when they use it as an ashtray, it doesn't, not much of a chance of catching the can on fire, but making the can hot at the bottom. And so you pick it up in a stupor and grab it and go, wow, as the first pitch is swung on and fouled away. It's on 1. And the more and more that you were to drink your own booze, the more and more likely you were to end up drinking an ashtray at some point. Because we'd have the parties. The cans would be laying all over the damn place like soldiers in Vietnam, and you'd be like, what in the world? And you'd just be guessing as the 1-1 down and away, 2-1. So 2-1 count. That's one of those mistakes that you would continue to make until finally, your friend group got better. As the 2-1 misses outside wide, 3-1. 3-1 count, taking to the top of the hour. For those of y'all who are joining late, got to get ready for the WBC tonight. Is the 3-1 swing and a miss, full count. Braves trail 3-2. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. But there was one night where I made the mistake of we were at a party and someone had given me dip, and I hadn't done dip in years. We were drinking, all that kind of stuff. Is the 3-2 outside wide, ball 4. He'll head down to first. The 2 outs. And so I thought it would be okay, and those of y'all who have dipped or know exactly where this story's going, I thought it would be okay to just not spit my dip out, because there were people who go, oh yeah, man, I don't spit it out all the time. So I was okay, because I didn't want to spit it where we were at the party, et cetera, et cetera. Pounding a lot of beers. The first pitch on the way to Durbin is fouled off. It's 0-1. Durbin 1 for 2 on the day with the double in the 4th. And so we get plowed. That didn't help things. I woke up the next day, evidently, it's the 0-1 pitch. Inside, 1-1. Evidently, I'd gotten so intoxicated. They're going to challenge this call here. It's Vondrak, who appears to be okay. That pitch is called for a strike. Just clipped the outer zone. So now it's 0-2. Good, another good challenge by De Leon. So, anyways, without getting graphic, I'd gotten sick in the bathroom. Didn't know I'd gotten sick because I guess I'd blacked out from the spit juice is what most likely made me sick. I was informed that it was me, that everybody saw me, and that so I had to go there while feeling like hell. I had to go in there with the sponge and soap and everything else. The pitch is outside the zone, 1-2. So that's a hell of a fun way to wake up. Woo, doggy, that's a lesson you learn. 1-2 count. Swing, lifts it high into right field. Drifting back on the track, making the catch. F9 your scorecard. That'll end the inning. We go to the 6th. We'll bring you one last frame and then call it a day. We got USA Baseball on the way tonight here on the BCR.
I can talk proper and I can talk ghetto. Both times you heard what the I said. Okay?
Dad, I don't even care. Go away.
Why?
Because you're out here just to do the same you always do. You're going to ask me some stupid question, aren't you?
Yeah.
Or you saw some current event on Google and now I got to answer or make a comment on it.
Yeah.
That's stupid. It's dumb. You do the same thing every time. All your stupid questions are the same. It's redundant.
What? You think I'm beating off to a dead horse?
What did you just say?
What? It was just a metaphor, like killing a bird with 2 stones.
No, you dude. It's beating a dead horse, you dumb It's killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're with me right now. You better be. I swear to God, if you're this dumb, I'm going to lose my Don't give me that dumb look. I got brain cells frying right now thinking that you're my son. Just get the out of here with your stupid now. Walk the away.
Just a metaphor, Dad.
Out!
I don't know what I would do, with no more. If I think of no more baseball for me, I don't know what that would be like. That's been it, really.
So long, everybody, from American Family Field here in Milwaukee.
I'm not stupid enough to hit an umpire. Plus, he's 6'5". But what made it look bad is Joe Brinkman when he was pulling me away. And he's kind of got me in a chokehold. All I'm trying to do is get away.
They are holding George Brett out there.
Can you remember anything that was screamed?
Yeah, can't say it on TV, though, can I? Huh?
Absolutely.
I can say it?
Yeah.
What the is this? You gotta be f***ing me. There's no f***ing way you could make that f***ing call, you f***ing soul. Just going off.
Well, the game's over. That's right, he is called out, and the Yankees win the game 4-3.
Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. Tolley goes back to work. First pitch is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. I was watching as they came back from break. Tolley's about to fire a pitch, and the home plate umpire had to get him to chill because it hadn't even been close to the allotted time to get ready in between innings. The 0-1 just misses outside, 1-1. Braves trail 3-2. We'll bring you to the end of this half inning. And then we got to jam out here and get ready for tonight's WBC championship game, USA versus Venezuela. 1-1, bangs it foul, 1-2. 1-2 count. Kicks and fires. Williams swing, rolls it over towards third. Scooped, and it's going to be a juggle. And we'll either get an E5 or an infield single. It's going to be a tough play by Durbin with Luke's speed. And Cool Hand Luke stands at first base and nobody out. I just don't know if he would make that play. That was going to take perfect. They will give a base hit to Luke on that play. I thought they would. He was going to take an absolute perfect play. And that's kind of the definition on whether something's an error or not. Sandy Leone, the batter. Switch hitting catcher. First pitch swinging. Slaps it towards right field. That should get down. It does for a base hit. Luke rounding second. Heading for third. Here comes the third of third. He slides in. Holds on to the bag. And we've got runners on the corners and nobody out. Here in the top of the sixth. Luke Williams kind of has a Trevor Lawrence look to himself this year. His helmet slid off and his blonde mop is flapping in the wind. Kind of makes you think of old Trevor Lawrence. I mean, he's not quite as ugly as Trevor, but lefty-lefty matchup. First pitch swinging, slices it foul. It's 0-1. Guess it's all fun and games until you're a female that looks like Trevor Lawrence. There's that girl that was on TikTok a couple of years ago when he was trending. I guess maybe it was around his draft year or maybe rookie year. I don't know, but for whatever reason, Trevor Lawrence's look was trending, and she came on and she was complaining that people were telling her that she looked like Trevor Lawrence. And then she put the side by side, and I mean, it was dead ass. It's the first pitch right there. on the 0-1 is called for a strike to Closey. It's 0-2. Runners at the corners, nobody out. The 0-2 pitch. Swing, fist it back, foul. Boston leads by 1. Tying runs at third. Go ahead runs at first. We're taking all the way to the end of this frame, and then we're getting ready for WBC action. I think that ball got a piece of the home plate umpire, Vondrick, shaking it off. The 0-2. Right there at the knees, caught, looking, strike 3. 1 away. Closey. Now batting .222 in the spring. He just hasn't been that impressive at the plate. He's made some good plays in the outfield. The 24-year-old will be heading back to the farm. As the first pitch is a swing and foul back, that's 0-1. He's drafted by the Braves in the 11th round, Closey was. 2024 draft. From St. Louis, Missouri, and played his college ball at St. Louis. Maybe we can work out a trade with the Cardinals, get one of their pitchers they're giving away. Jose Azocar swings and bangs that one foul. He's got an 0-2 count, 2 on. 1 out. Boston 3, Atlanta 2. The 0-2 swing, fouls it away. 98, bringing it. The 0-2 swing, rips it down the third base line. Line drive, L5 in your scorecard. 2 down. Good play over there by Durbin. Jason's saying the umps are rocking green. I don't know where that is. I don't see it. My view might not be as good as yours on that. I'm assuming you're talking about on the umpire hat, maybe? Oh yeah, I see I at least see the buttons at top, and now I see it. Okay. Jorge Mateo, first pitch for a strike. It's 0-1. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. The 0-1 swing, chops it over to third. This should be an easy 5-4. It is, and that'll end the inning. That'll end our broadcast right at 3 o'clock. We'll go ahead and jump off here. See you tonight at 7:45. USA versus Venezuela for the whole enchilada here on the BCR. Y'all have a good one.